Okay, I'm William Wagner for On Second Thought Television Production. This is Non-Custodial Parent Interview 222. Your name is?
Madonna Hernandez.
Madonna Hernandez, and do I have your permission to put this on television and broadcast it?
Yes, you do.
Do I have your permission to put it in radio or any other medium of broadcasting?
Yes, you do.
Well, let's see, I don't know where to start. You got married at some point.
Yes.
What year was that?
I got married back in 92, May of 92,
In what state?
in the state of Florida.
And you got a divorce when?
My divorce finally finalized November, actually it was December 18th, 2004.
2004.
Maybe it was 2003.
And you had how many children?
2 children by that marriage. I have 3 children. I had one that was a year and a half when I married.
Okay.
She was going on, and
Okay. And what did you find out about sharing the children after divorce? What happens?
I find that the sharing isn't really happening like it should. Truly what's happened is that I try to call my kids and my ex hangs up on me. I try to talk to them and get through to them. They actually get to call me from the neighbor's house. The neighbors let them call. They're supposed to be able to call me every day, and the father's supposed to initiate it. He never initiates it, and on top of that, I get hung up on trying to reach my kids.
Now, when you went into court the first time, who went into court seeking the divorce? You or your husband, your ex-husband?
I had let him know back in 99 that I wanted a divorce. Truly, because there wasn't a relationship between us. He was very demeaning, very demanding, very critical, very cruel. And but I had been home for all those years. I've been home from the time that we married. I hadn't been out to work. I've been a mother at home. I've had my 3 children, and they're all 5 years apart. I've nursed them all.
Okay, who went into court first?
He went in to, he served me first.
So he served you first. He got custody of the kids.
Correct. Well, custody finally ended in mediation after 4 years of a drawn-out divorce, and where I was not getting any money to support me or the kids. I wasn't getting anything to take care of us. He was breaking my cars. I had no ability to drive or have transportation. On about the 3rd year, I broke my foot. I had no ability to do anything. I was basically strapped and stranded. That's how he wanted me. I was cut off from all the bank accounts, yet I was told his money was my money. I couldn't get an attorney to represent me because I had no money up front to give them.
Now, did you have the children during part of this time from 99 to 04?
I had the children the full time until finally, after our 4th entrance of mediation, I finally said I can't deal with this anymore. Nobody was helping me with the kids. They kept telling me he can't do that. He did everything they told me he could not do.
Why do you think he got away with this, and what state was this in?
This was in the state of Florida. He got away with it basically because my attorney didn't do her job, and his attorney just kept going after us for any frivolous thing that he could.
So your attorney failed to do
Her job.
and she was a female attorney.
Yes, sir.
Did you trust her?
I trusted her. Not
Did-
only that,
Did you pay her money?
I actually did. My family got all the money together that we could get together, and we were all, my father had lost his job.
So it was a struggle.
It was a very hard struggle, and I had no more money to get another attorney.
And you gave her all the money you had.
Everything, and on top of that, I had nothing else. You have to remember, I was cut off of all bank accounts and everything, and this man didn't give me anything. My parents sent me money just to have food for me and my kids.
So your parents, your family provided the money for your female attorney, whose name was?
Adrian Skinner in
Adrian
Homestead,
Skinner,
Florida.
in Homestead, Florida. Did all that money you give Miss Skinner do you any good in family court?
Nothing did me any good. In fact, she did everything she could to keep us from going to court. We didn't go through a trial in court because she kept telling me I would never win.
Why did she think you would never win?
Because he's too domineering, and that he's got a good attorney. And I was like, what's that supposed to mean? My mom even came in and testified of what this man was doing to be abusive in the home. The fact that I even asked for a restraining order. I personally had to go get it myself. My attorney wouldn't even do it for me. And then on top of that, even with the kids and stuff, they're like, oh, well, you know, the judges don't really like this because women use it all the time. She used it all the time. This man's sitting here being abusive. And it wasn't just, and I come from a very good family. My parents are still together. They love each other. I'm a daddy's girl. I love my daddy. I don't have a thing against men. The psychiatrist was a man. I had nothing against that. And, you know, I don't not trust men, okay? I don't trust this man I've been married to. And that's a different story, okay? And then
You
the
met this-
Guardian of Leiden
where did
was
you
a
meet-
man.
Where did you meet this man?
I met him, I worked for a chiropractor. I had seen him in there. He found out where I went to church. He started going to where I went to church.
And what country was he from?
He is actually from Hawaii. He's Japanese, Italian, American.
But he's very domineering.
Very domineering.
But you liked that when you first met him.
Well, I liked the fact that he seemed a very mild tone. Okay, my father was a very mild man. He seemed to be very focused in what the things he likes. I had none of that against him, but he never showed me anything adverse about him at all. And then 2 weeks after we got married, he brought up some old girlfriend that he knew or whatever, and I remember talking to my dad, and my dad told me, you know, you're a better woman, just be patient. But continuously, off and on through this whole marriage, in which I took my marriage commitment serious.
Right.
Okay, I didn't get married to just walk out, so I did everything I can to be accommodating and to do what I can to be a good wife.
Right.
Truly, and that's and I've had headache after headache after headache, and I kept trying to find out, okay, he's been through these things in life, he's been through this, you know, and alright, so I did try to react to things. And I remember my sister would be like, you're gonna let him talk to you like that? I said, you know, I'm not a fighter, okay, I'm not a fighter. When it comes to my babies, alright, I'll stand firm, but I'm not a fighter. I'm not in your face. I don't get ugly with you. I have a high-pitched voice. That's about the worst thing I have, that everybody thinks, okay, you're yelling. I'm not yelling. It's my voice.
Okay. So when you finally did get to court in front of a judge,
We never did. My attorney didn't think I should, and she told me that he has all these people to testify. I said, I don't know these people.
so you lost on motions and never got to court?
Never got to court.
You lost your children on motions.
I was threatened by my children's father, and he even made the comment, and I even took it to court outside of my attorney because she would not, okay?
Oh, so you did get to court, but without your attorney Skinner.
Right. Oh, I went to court, actually to domestic violence court outside of Adrian Skinner. And she told me that she'd represent me in that, and then that she wanted to settle. She didn't even want to take it before the judge because she was running late. She had more important things to do.
So in your opinion, did your attorney, Miss Skinner, was she a waste of your money?
She was not only a waste of my money, she was a waste of my time, my emotions. And I say my emotions because she'd tell me that things can't happen that were happening. And then on top of that, and I said, you know, these are my babies. They've been by my side. I've nursed them. I've been home all my life with them. And she's trying to tell me, well, he doesn't like you. And it looks like the Guardian ad litem doesn't like you. And it looks like they're not, whatever. And I'm like,
Who was the guardian ad litem?
his name was Dennis Stone.
Was he an attorney also?
He's an attorney, doesn't like to do family law that gets into any type of controversies, okay? He sat and talked to me for less than 20 minutes, told me what his rules are. When I would tell him that something was going on, he's like, she would call me when the kids were there, and I'm sitting here thinking,
The real punch.
when the father
Door to the side of the door.
comes in and would start yelling at everyone when he comes home from work, or criticizing whatever they were doing and stuff, that sorry, I've lost my train of thought. That when he would come in, and everybody was like on eggshells trying to know, because we never know what to expect when he came home. Sometimes he came home just fine, nothing was wrong, and he left. And then other times he'd come home and he's on everybody's case because something was out of order, in which, until I broke my foot, I used to keep my house immaculate. But after I broke my foot, I had to have surgery, and I was supposed to even stay off of it. The Guardian ad litem, Dennis Stone, he told me he's a family man, he has a daughter. He told me about his wife. He sat down and talked to me for like 20 minutes, told me that he would schedule a time for me to sit and talk to him about my side of the story, and would like to meet with the kids. My daughter and son were sitting out in the waiting room. My son is a loving child. He's the most awesome kid I've ever met.
How old is he now?
He just turned 6. He was 4 and 5, 3, 4, and 5 going through this.
And how long has it been since you saw your son?
I went down and seen him for his birthday. I went to see him during school hours.
In what
because-
month?
Just here, February 17th.
And you had to go see him during school hours to avoid his father?
Correct. And I went and I bought school supplies to put in little party bags and did everything so that I could do a party at school, but make it so that it had school orientation to it, so that he could have a party, because his dad wasn't going to have a party for him.
Well, on the last court appearance, which you say apparently you didn't actually appear in front of a judge.
No, this was not
But you
settled
s-
in front of a judge.
So you surrendered your kids already on motions, and it was settled, and they went into court without you and said she's agreed to give up the kids.
Correct. I was told that the hearing was at 1 o'clock when we were supposed to go for the final hearing before the judge, and then it was at 10 o'clock. Well, I got up early. I had to take the kids to school because I had no way of taking them. The father wouldn't do anything to help me. He already knew when court was supposed to be. We didn't have communications. My attorney gave me the wrong information. And then on top of that, I had no money for gas, had no way to get to court that day. I had somebody drop me off over at what they have, the Metro Rail station. And when I got on that to try to, I called with the last bit of change that I had, my attorney's office, to find out exactly when it was starting, letting them know what was happening because of the time. And she put me on hold and it disconnected. I had no more money, couldn't call her back, didn't have a cell phone, had no way to reach her. And then when I get on the Metro Rail, my purse got stolen. I even have a police report. It was a horrible day.
You had a bad day.
It was a horrible day.
Are your children starting to be alienated from you?
My children love me, and I'm glad that I had the relationship with them because they love me.
How old is your oldest child?
My oldest child's 15. She chooses not to be there. She was not ever adopted, and she stays with me. But my oldest child with him just turned 11. She's
So you got your oldest child. That's not his.
That's not his.
And the father of that child never put in any claims.
Never put no claims
And
on
you don't get child support from the father
I
of the
do
child.
not.
Did you ever ask for child support from that child?
I've asked for child support, and but I'm not an ugly person. If I gotta take care of my child, I'll take care of my child. I've taken it to court. It's
So-
gone through DCF. I mean, it's gone through the things, and it's never been collected.
So he's not capable of earning an income and providing anything.
He has a job. He has income, but for whatever reason, for 2 years, maybe child support came through, and then he tried to take it to court for something else, and it stopped, and that's when I started having headaches with where I was trying to go through this divorce, and I couldn't do both of them at the same time.
Okay. Did it ever occur to you on that first child that he may have been paying child support, is still paying child support, but it doesn't get through to you? Did that ever occur to you?
No, that's never.
Did you know that happens in about 15% of the cases?
No, I do not know. All I
Okay.
know is he doesn't have any communication with his daughter, but every one of his family does, and I'm grateful for their participation in her life.
So in summary, would you say your attorney Skinner did you more harm than good even after she took your money?
She did so much harm, I can't even tell you, because she didn't even try to do her job.
And did the judges fail to bring you face to face with a judge in the court to hear your side direct from your lips?
They have failed to do so, and the one time that I was trying to get a hearing because my kids had a restraining order against their father, nobody would represent me. Attorney Skinner said that she wasn't going to help me because I didn't have any money for her at this point. And
So it's all about the money.
it was all about the money. And here my children, my little boy was picked up and dropped on the floor. Okay. My other daughter had been yelled at. She gets scared. He has a very militant, in your face to scare you to do what you want to do. Okay, to me I've never heard my father raise his voice, so that's very harsh to me anyways, even if some people don't think so.
Would it be better to you to take it to the heart of the issue if the courts just automatically said the children will spend 50% of the year with their mother and 50% with their father, even if no child support is ordered through the courts. But if it's voluntarily, fine. But at least then you would have a no-hassle access to your children half of the year. Would that be better than the system we have today?
That would be good, but it's kind of hard with the school year, with the kids not being, because it doesn't end during half the year. I understand that.
But I mean, the concept that maybe
The
one school
concept
year
of-
with you, summer with him,
and-
next
and
year,
trading
school
it.
with you, summer, the summer would be with the other
It'd probably
parent.
be easier with the kids. I've not even objected. My daughter, who is my ex-husband's daughter from that marriage, she loves her daddy. I know she does, because I was a daddy's girl. I know when a little girl loves her daddy. And it doesn't matter how cruel he is, she'll do anything to try to please him. And I know that. It will be warped for her in her future. But she has a mind. I believe children already know what they want, and they just have to discover it. And
So what state is he in now with your two children?
he's in the state of Florida.
And you're in the state of California.
Yes, I am.
Have all the representation and statements you made so far been true and accurate?
Yes, they have.
And would you spell your first and last name, please?
MADONNAHERNANDEZ.
And have I offered you any money for this interview or suggested you make any statements?
You've offered me nothing, just asked me if I would give you my time.
Thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome. Because neither one of us will come to a term with the kids and say that.
I consider it a great privilege to have been associated with him through the last 10 or 12 years. I'm fortunate to know him. His family is beautiful. Got beautiful children. April and his staff are outstanding, Chris, and the rest of them. But anyway, Pamon, come on up here and give this man a big, big hand. He's a great American. A great American. Yeah. Everybody else. Up, everybody. This guy deserves it.
Thank you, Ken, for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you who come to these freedom rallies to get educated, get informed, and take action. Because I believe it's really by Americans like you who do take action after getting educated is how we're going to get this country back. And give it back to the American people who it really belongs, rather than big banks and corporations that we've been talking about how they're taking over the system here and taking all this corruption to new heights. That's incredible. I mean, when I heard like Rodney Stitch's speech a few years ago, I was just absolutely blown away. When I heard Ted Gunderson talking about the things he was talking about, I said, wow, I thought Iran was that, At least they're more open about it over there, Here you don't know about the stuff that's going on. Anyhow, as you know, the topic I was going to talk about is how to get your free